happening on the break. If there is a counter, look once again. Gonzalo Ramos come to help. Dembele is high and wide, Mbappe is high and wide. Just in case, if they go on the counter, Gonzalo Ramos is doing his job, they can hurt him. And you're going to see it here. Watch. He's telling Mbappe, go back up front. I'll do the job for you. Make sure you win us the game. I still believe that Kylian can win this game. And they're doing everything for him to be in a good shape in order to attack.
Okay, well, stay with us. We've got more Champions League highlights coming up there in a very short moment. This is the halftime report presented by Heineken. So we'll be right back.
Where's my nice Geico covers dead batteries with their easy app and 24/7 help.
You fixed the battery, monster! No kidding. Dead batteries are the worst. But no worries, Geico gives me even more coverage and 24/7 help. See?
Wait a second.
You're not Frankenstein's monster.
No, because it's going to trigger.
Did you try to slow me down?
Did I do that? Thanks. You folks have a great evening.
Whatever you need for coverage this year.
Welcome back. We are into the second half of the UEFA Champions League semi-final encounter between Borussia Dortmund and PSG. The first leg in Germany was 1-0 in advantage Borussia Dortmund, and now they are in France to ensure they qualify to the finals of the competition, and they are currently trying to defend and try to hold on to the 1-0 victory in Germany and see if they can qualify to meet either Bayern Munich or Real Madrid in the grand finale in Wembley this year in May. The UEFA Champions League first leg match, I told you, Dortmund won by a goal to nil, and today they are here for the second leg. And we just witnessed the first 45 minutes. It was very cagey encounter between the two teams, and I might say Dortmund are really indeed battle set to go to the finals. If you see how they are playing very tactical football, they are not allowing more space for the French side to dominate. They are getting closer to them. Anytime they get the ball, they make sure they put 2 or 3 men, especially on Kylian Mbappe, and it is frustrating the PSG team. So let's see what tactics the PSG guys will come into the second department of the game, and then see if they can score a goal and add another one to make it to the grand finale. I am hoping that will be the scoreline. I don't know how your wish, your vote, or your love will go, but I am advocating for PSG. Either they qualify or they fail to qualify. But for now, I am behind PSG. So please, let's hope we have a successful game. Very soon, the second department of the game will be on course, and I'll be updating you for you to also get the picture if you are not watching. But it is also live on Paramount Plus. So if you have Paramount on your TV set, you can get it. If you have your mobile phone, you have mobile app, you get this match from Live Sports Stream HD, or Live Football HD. They are also streaming this game live. This is the second leg of the UEFA Champions League tie between PSG and Borussia Dortmund. At the moment, they are in recess, so I'm waiting for the return of the second department of the game. So I'm here with my Manchester United fans. I still love the team with the problems we are going through. I cannot do away with it, so I need to console myself and hope we shall get back to our level once again. Because at the moment, we are not finding things easy. We are finding things very tough. We lost 4-0 yesterday. against Crystal Palace, and many people are calling on the coach to leave because the performance is very disastrous. We are going through a lot of setbacks, and that is not where Manchester United is supposed to be. So if it happens like that, then basically the coach will be the man who will be the target man, because he's the man handling the affairs, directing the players on the field of play. You go to the field of play, you dictate everything, you tell them what to do. So if the players don't perform, basically you'll be held responsible. So that's why many people are advocating for the coach to leave the club and see a total revolution of Manchester United. And I can also say that that would be a very bright course. But before even doing so, you also need to get a plan for the team. If you don't have a good plan, you'll definitely lose focus. Because to my estimation, Manchester United appears to be a team that are always built on home-based players or homegrown start from the academy. So when the team get to a certain level and they need an experienced player, at least not too much, either one or two, but it looks like this time they are misfiring their focus and trying to follow the exploit of some of the big clubs like Manchester City, Manchester United, or what do you call it, Real Madrid, who are also always on the market, trying to infuse their team with quality stars. Yeah, but United, they play with culture. So if you lose your culture identity and you decide to also follow the trend of the Real Madrid, who always follow or use the Galacticos as a yardstick to build their team, it is extremely different from Manchester United. You struggle because some of the players they struggle to adapt when they get into the English football. So they struggle to adapt. And Manchester United, I think, all is not lost. We still have a long way to go, though, but we can reorganize ourselves very well. And then I prefer either Ten Hag will be the man in charge for the rest of the season, or maybe next season he will be the man in charge. There should be a total revolution by eliminating all the current players who are not performing. You can sack the entire team and then start rebuilding with youthful exuberance, youthful players to start everything fresh. So they can go to the academy, the under 18s and then under 21s, and then make some selection, blend the youngsters from the two categories to form a nucleus of the new Manchester United, and then call on players like Pelistri. He need to return. Alvaro Fernandez, that brilliant left back, also need to return. And then I think Hannibal too can also return to the team so that they can start well with a new set of players, because these players who are at the moment in Manchester United, they have played for close to 5-6 years. Some of the players, they has been there for a longer time, since the era of Louis van Gaal, Ralph Rangnick, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. About 90% of the players were players who have been in the team for a longer time. Some were even there when David Moyes were there. Some were there when Jose Mourinho was there. So it tells you they have nothing to offer the club anymore. They spent close to 6-7 years in the team, and so they're not performing. Anything better is not showing. So the best option is to sack all of them and then pave way for fresh limbs to begin. That is how football is being done. So well, culture identity now. You always end up losing. But sometimes you have to risk. Football, sometimes you have to risk. Risking, you can get the result. I remember as a folk, before they won their last Champions League, they got to a time things were difficult. So they started with a youthful team. They started with an entirely youthful side. Gradually, they kept the same players for a very long time. After 3 to 4 years, has won the Champions League. So that tells you consistency and keeping players together for a longer time is also another avenue to make your team one of the best. So if Manchester United want to come back and fight for trophies like what Chelsea, Manchester City, Liverpool, what do you call it, Real Madrid, Barcelona, what or the Bayern Munich, how they are doing now, we need to go back to our culture perspective and then rely on the youthful players from the academy and then push them into the senior team. So at the moment, the Champions League returns. It's only 45 minutes more for the winner to be represented as the two teams are still barring no goal scored. Bayern Munich are also waiting to play Real Madrid tomorrow at the Santiago Bernabeu. But today in France, it's still Dortmund 0, Paris Saint-Germain 0. If the score remains the same, it means Dortmund will be the next team to wait for either Real Madrid or Bayern Munich. So at the moment, if you are a PSG fan, please pray. If you don't pray and the scoreline remains like this, it means PSG are over the bar. They are back, and let me go to the feed so you can listen to the commentary. Okay, all right.
In that first half, both teams had really good chances. But like Thierry says, you just need one opportunity for the special player, especially Kylian Mbappe.
Ramos and Vitinha, and it comes for Hakimi through that 6-yard area. Grierson scrambling it out. It's the early pressure coming.
It's Vitinha again. For me, he is the locksmith that will undo this team. There's a wonderful invention.
Now PSG are putting more pressure. PSG the pressure, shame.
Vitinha.
Mbappe through the air.
Oh my goodness!
To the post.
This should have been the
What a
opener.
chance.
And where does this come from? This is like manna from heaven, dropping right towards.
A manna from heaven.
Amazing. Catches it cleanly to Emery, but just doesn't get that 1 degree of separation this time. Should have put that one away. Instant response. Luis Enrique's always had a very positive effect on his team in the locker room at half-time. We'll see if it happens again. But Dortmund's got their own wonderful string puller and Edin Terzic. A great start that would have really settled up the second half. But Emery, a little bit of a garlic milkshake of a finish.
PSG have not led at the interval in their last 4 Champions League matches now. The 2 legs of Dortmund and the 2 legs of Barcelona in the quarterfinal. They've come out of the half with quick goals more than a few occasions. Zaire Emery could have had the early goal. Nuno Mensch. Dortmund will have to survive again. Sancho, bumped by Mbappe. Smart way to win a free kick and buy some breathing space.
Still shaking his head. Give me a beer.
Pressure on the Luis Enrique. Pressure and high.
Incredible miss by Zaire Emery.
Schlotterbeck carrying through was NFL tackled in midfield.
Good ball.
But on Friday game, he was going to run here, and Marquinhos trying to chop it inside of him, but Donnarumma couldn't keep that one in play. It's going to be a corner to Borussia Dortmund.
He did the hard part immaculately well. And then the clean-up operation back to his goalkeeper is way off lane. Adeyemi taken care of by the captain. And the back pass leads to this.
Hello, Moto.
Dortmund ahyɛ goal Charlie. Charlie Dortmund ahyɛ 2 goals.
Archimedean standards
What?
by Julian Brandt. And it's a phenomenal ball to the back post. He's got way too much space and time. And he has handed the keys to the blood bank. And here's Dracula there. Seeing them, weighing it all up, timing his leap to perfection. But the ball is dropped into an area by the ever impressive German international Julian Brandt. Plays Hummels.
Hey,
And Hummels says,
3 goals.
good night. What a header.
Wow.
Yeah, wow indeed.
Now Nuno Mensch down the other way. Just as Paris Saint-Germain created a couple of great chances, Dortmund with the counter punch, and now Sancho with all kinds of space. Joining Beraldo, who sticks a shoulder in, and the referee says no.
I think it's a correct decision. Runs into the player, the ball was triggered past the defender. The referee right on top of it, sees nothing.
Daniele Orsato, the Italian referee. Now Dembele to run here in Ian Madsen, and into the trouble. Zaire Emery, how big will his miss prove to be?
Yeah, it's a big character check now for this Paris Saint-Germain operation. How does young Zaire Emery pick himself up after being punished perniciously by Borussia Dortmund on that set play? The architecture of Julian Brandt, and then the demolition job by Mats Hummels. They're going to have to dig deep now to square this game, and then dig deeper for the go-ahead goal. A good ball, and again.
Flicked on by Mbappe, Fabian Ruiz. And behind towards Mbappe, but Rierson got a piece, and is fighting to get another throw into PSG.
Oh, PSG.
Hero Mats Hummels would be
More yeah, disappointing.
this semi-final, so long at Borussia Dortmund. His 14th season at the club across 2 stints. Has appeared for the club more than 500 times. And right now has a goal that could send it into a Champions League final.
Well, he took the clock back on for that time in the first leg. Mats Hummels, the man of the match in that first leg. And his name's up there again, the second. What a ball!
Dembele cutting inside of Madsen, trying to find Mbappe, but far too much traffic to get it through.
Again, Vitinha setting the first domino, falling on Paris in their attack. Wonderful lane-breaking pass, but nothing gained from it.
Hakimi, and volleyed by Sancho, and smashed away by Sabitzer. And now Fulcru, Leon, dispossessing Fabian Ruiz, and on he goes. Sancho running with him, plays it with Brandt. And Sabitzer, and Adeyemi. Dortmund put this one to bed. Emre Can. Brandt. Rierson. Now in behind, in towards Rierson again, and Mbappe having to concede the corner.
Now, the coolness of Rierson's man here in this game. In possession in the midfield. They're not hurrying everything. It's controlled attacking football in the spread. Their football out to the left and to the right, but always with the responsibility in questioning passes. It's not the most razzle-dazzle, it's just damn effective. And this man is usually at the heart of everything.
I can't even sit down. My head confused.
Borussia Dortmund.
And whipped into the heart of that area. Hummels again. And now trying to win it. It's going to be given as a free kick for the earlier incident. Staying down.
More than if I come and near to what come and dear Chiramasa.
I felt he was caught by Zaire Emery.
And 2 players go down desperately for a ball. There's no intent, but there's intent here. And again, just wonderful as he rises in the header as sharp as vinegar.
Mats Hummels, the only player on the pitch that started the last time Borussia Dortmund were in a Champions League final 11 years ago at Wembley. Started on that day and could be starting in a Wembley Champions League final 11 years later. Here's the other player that was on the starting pitch that day, Marco Reus, who announced ahead of the weekend's game against Augsburg that he would be leaving Dortmund at the end of this season, calling time after 12 years with the club. Turned in a great performance at the weekend. A goal and an assist in that Bundesliga victory, and now a chance to send Dortmund to a Champions League final by coming in for Karim Adeyemi.
A wonderful, responsible veteran of a player. He will have his cool head in the refrigerator for this game as well. Nothing new.
What?
Marco Reus,
PSG.
who, as you said, Chris, was emphatic, leading his team at the weekend. Look out.
And now Brandt.
PSG, mama. Mama. Take back.
Want to keep it. PSG.
Back,
Gonna need to summon something. Schlotterbeck spotting Sancho and popping it towards Sabitzer, but it's read and smashed away by Vitinha, but well played, taken out of the night sky there by Madsen, who was felled by Dembele.
And this was a Dortmund team named after a German beer, of course, Borussia, and they play with the sort of sawdust on the floor type of personality about them. The passing is very, very sharp and crisp, and again, the interaction set it throughout both these legs. It's such a well-drilled team that come together into a true fist come these Champions League games. He had only beat one of the top 4 teams in the Bundesliga once this season, and that was Bayern Munich. A strange side in that way.
PSG, open up. Open up.
Find a different set of gears. And now can they hold on to this precious lead? 2-0 now.
Now Reus winning back possession at Fulkrug, and then stuck in his feet
And defended.
Hakimi on for Fabian Ruiz, and now the crowd bellowing in it. Mbappe to go again. Again slowed down by 2. Vitinha. Defensive shape has been rock solid for nearing on 150 minutes in this tie. Hakimi getting beyond Brandt. Cut out though by Emre Can. Now Sabitzer was running in behind. He was unmarked and could have been charging. Wasn't found. Marquinhos trying to break lines, but this has been the case. Difficult to find that space. Straight out of play from Kobel.
One of the statistics that was floating around after that first leg, Chris, I'm sure you've got it written down, probably tattooed somewhere, but is how much the distance that this Dortmund team ran ahead of Paris Saint-Germain, and that's out of pure necessity. Now, that's not demeaning Dortmund, because they back it up with that wonderful, clean crispness about their connectivity. So it's a lovely combination, and Paris still trying to find the key to unlock that.
Dembele and Vitinha stepping forward. Can he unlock? There's Ramos!
There's that quickness I was telling you about, Chris, on this Portuguese international, Vitinha. Wonderful running with the ball right here, taking it on, driving it, and a triggered in pass. It's as good as you can get from Vitinha. If Ramos. Dummies over the top of it. It falls to Kylian Mbappe. But right here, Gonzalo says, I don't need you, Kylian, but he did. It's a good attempt, but it should have been better. But again, Vitinha, top man.
And spotting the ball in behind towards Hakimi. Off to race to get there. Hits it off of Matson. It is a corner.
The inspiration tonight is coming from Portugal in the shape of that number 17, 24-year-old. Make no excuses for stating it again and again, because he has been tremendous in leading everything dangerous from Paris. Here it is again.
Hakimi this time putting the cross in. And now Zaire Emery fighting. And thundered away. And Nuno Mensch.
What?
So close again, the second time they've been denied by that post. Again whipped in towards Mbappe. It's lofting in towards that back post. Matson away for a corner.
PSG. PSG.
They go quickly with Achraf Hakimi. In a pocket of space. Zaire Emery and Dembélé towards that back post. Away from Sabitzer, only as far as Mbappe. And Mbappe again whipping the cross in. And it needed a header from Emery Jean. It looked like Ramos got a piece. PSG packing on the pressure now. But it has to tell at some point.
A hurricane blowing now. Directly down towards Dortmund's goal. So unfortunate. Nuno Mensch, a wonderful hit. What is it with PSG in the goalposts? They like them. Look out!
Flicked in behind. Nuno Mensch towards Ramos again. But Schlotterbeck was in the way. The referee says goal kick. Ramos just couldn't catch it. He's at 3 and 4. Great chances tonight.
Lovely ball from Dembélé, away to perfection. Lovely pull back here. Driven in beautifully by Nuno. There's another one that was hitting the upright. The goalkeeper, Cobble, pushing it onto the goalpost with his eyes. It's beating them all irons up. Again, chance after chance after chance goes begging for PSG. As Barcola enters the fray.
Marco Asensio as well. Fabian Ruiz will make way. Almost looks like Gonzalo Ramos makes way. So Mbappe will go central, but it's a chance now for Dortmund through Jadon Sancho.